chat.
Yeah, all right then. So who's going to do the catch-up? Go on.
Which one? You'll have to remind me what happened during the conversation at the end, because I forgot all.
Right. So you figured out how to teleport to Storm's Rest Rock, and then you went there.
Yeah.
After some research in the library, of course, and a visit to Longinia.
I got all that. It was literally once we got to the island. I just can't remember what happened once we got there.
All right, then. So you headed in through the doors and met Cromella, the Storm.
Well, there's this door, by the way. I think I was confused about that at the time.
I don't feel like there was a door. Didn't we hold onto a stick and get teleported?
So there was a door into the throne room where the Storm Soul sat. You spoke to him for a bit. He convinced you to deal with his previous master, Balan. You held his black rod, and and it teleported you to the world of Ruin, an alternate world where... Fuck's sake, Rocket! Where
his black rod teleports us to the world of Ruin.
Where
wouldn't be the first time.
Just stop. Where once there, you realised that not once there, but you kind of realised that this world has been transformed somehow, and you were immediately attacked by Valkyr, and a group of people called themselves the Ivory Rebellion turned up and asked you to retreat with them, where a elderly druid opened up a portal inside a tree, and you ran through and met the Ivory Rebellion in here. I
do remember most about that.
There was 3 Valkyr, yeah.
Okay, because you said a Valkyr, and that is factually false.
Oh no.
I mean, a Valkyr did attack us.
Okay, sure. You've outsmart-assed me, Anna. Are you happy with yourself?
Let's get that music playing.
Are we live? When are we live? Tell me when you want me to go.
Well, no, I've been live already. I did the catch-up, mate. I
don't feel like I feel like I corrected you there. I feel like we still get.
Yeah, all right, right. So first things first, I will give you your inspiration.
He's definitely missed 4/5 of the what we did last week as well. So let's start with that then.
I don't think I did.
We'll get Olwyn starts his research with Annie, but Olwyn then bottles it when he mentions there is a prepubescent, and Anna no longer wants anything to do with our Irish boy band sensation. Macra's silver dragon dreams continue as he becomes even more sleep deprived and haggard. Rhaenyra and Olwyn then make their way to Longinia, the city of bridges. Once in the university, they start their research into the Storm's Rest Rock. After some impressive arcana checks, there were some very high numbers rolled. The group discover a charcoal etching of the teleportation circle in the Storm's Rest. So once they get that down, we then get Elzef acting random as she tries to complete her teleport. Her teleport, yeah, that's just the word.
To attune to the Feywild.
Yes, to attune to the Feywild, so she can successfully get her teleportation bridge working to there. We then join Chester Decker shopping as he ruins a poor gnome's finances by getting some absurd discounts. Buys some armour, a rapier and a bag of holding. Chester then unveils his new simulacrum, who then quickly become the best member of the party. Macra then has another awful night's sleep and seeks aid from Elsef, who sedates him and notices that he's in a pretty bad way. At the infirmary, the cleric confirms that he was sick, but the illness has now passed. And then continues to say that there's a lizard folk causing problems underneath the hospital with a mirror Xerxel running around ruining things. The group then determines that Macra is on his last legs, so proceed to get going to the objective as quick as possible before he drops dead. They're then greeted by an ex-slave dragonborn, much of which is going through the doorway to the Storm Soul, and then we continue, like we mentioned before, with the Valkyr, and now we're here with the Ivory Rebellion. I'm about to ask them what the fuck is going on. What was discussed so far? I can't remember what we've
So you spoke to Vagar, and Vagar mentioned that they're the Ivory Rebellion, and they're rebelling against a drow by the name of Bilan. But before then, he mentioned that Burley should summon some food and drink for you all so that you could chat over food. And an ethereal table spawns as she holds out her hands, her boulder, her holy symbol glowing, and then suddenly bits of food begin to spawn into existence, and she goes, "It's a bit plain, the food, but the ale, on the other hand, is fucking top notch." And as she does, she finishes, and these horn cups spawn in. They kind of like land and instantly fill with a sound of like invisible filling liquid. And as you all look upon this table that she's summoned forth, you see amber liquids frothing inside each of the horns, and then spawning next to her, as if just apparating, is a barrel with a tap on. She says, "We've got roughly an hour. So eat up, drink up." And she immediately dives into one of the breads, rips it in half, and just begins guzzling. And you see the rest of the crew come and stand, bring over stools, and begin sitting down.
I will avail myself of some food.
Magical Ambrose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Dolaf and Otkatla sit down. Immediately, it's like complete opposite to Burley. They immediately take a knife out of their pocket and begin kind of like politely eating with manners, like cutting small chunks and put it onto their plate. And Arlie Aiden uses Mage Hand and takes up a hunk of bread and moves it over to him and begins sitting down near the campfire eating on his own. Tang makes his way over and immediately avails the table of some meat by just skewering it with his sacrificial kris and then moving off with it, glaring at you all. Kind of, you can see the menace in his like dull green eyes as he's eating. Vagor takes a seat at the head and immediately begins eating politely alongside Otkatla and Dolaf. And he says to you all, "So, what part of the world were you from?"
Well, not exactly from this one.
Obviously, I meant we discussed that lot. You know, he did discuss with him that you weren't from. He knew that you were from a different world, a better world. He knew
also
that
called us stupid because of it.
I get that.
Tang called you stupid.
That's
But-
not what I mean, though. I meant I don't originate on the same plane as you do.
Oh,
I'm from the Feywild.
he nods. I've always wanted to go, but our adventures have never led us there.
Well, you and I should have a conversation about that afterwards. It's going to be a long one.
That he nods. Otkatla and Dolaf are very silent, whereas Berladin says, "So, you all here to help? Like, you know, take down Burley? I know you're here take down Belan, but I know you're here for the scrolls and stuff, right? But surely in the meantime you don't mind knocking some drow heads off. You know what I mean?" She's speaking through mouthfuls of food.
That
I
would be
don't
fine.
mind if that's what Chester wants.
Looks towards Chester and he's got like the apple loading symbol on his face.
Well, he's supposed to be here in 13 minutes. We'll get there.
We'll get there. So yeah, just you can ask you questions if you want, guys. They seem to be rather silent, just eating calmly.
I imagine you lot know that this Bernard is the
Bilan! Bilan!
Bilan. I imagine you lot know he's the world's soul, then, yeah?
Yeah, Vagar nods. Uh-huh.
What do you know exactly about these souls, then? We seem to be pretty new to the knowledge of these. We were tasked with his alter ego to stop the fire soul in our realm.
He nods. Well, I only know what I've been told by the leader of our rebellion. And as he points towards the southern part of the camp, that old druid who let you guys into this campsite appears through a portal in the tree again. And he walks with a gnarled staff. You see he's like got elvish descent. long white hair tied into braids that dangle across his face. And as he walks across towards you guys, he takes what looks like a little bit of food, drinks some water, and then nods to all of you. My name is Lucius.
Nice to meet you, I suppose.
Hi, Lucius.
Before the ruin of the world, I was known as the Oak Heart. I helped the founders of this rebellion. Most of the original founders now sadly buried.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. Long come to peace with their deaths. Although, I do miss them.
How many different types of souls are there then? So I thought it'd just be the 4
There
right
are...
now.
No, there are many. Under my knowledge, you'll find at least 12.
Jesus. And then the world soul is the one that encompasses them all.
No, Liam's actually trying to count it as he's role-playing. Give me a second. Oh, no, my bad. Must be going senile. There's 9 plus the seed soul.
You can just see him counting on his fingers. So there's 9 plus so 10 with the seed soul.
Yes.
World soul, one of them.
No,
10. One of
it's
all.
From my understanding, it's when the seed soul has gathered the other souls, and I think the seed soul has the power to combine the remaining souls into a more powerful entity called the world soul.
Yes.
This drow that we're wanting kill, he's already done that then.
That's how he got his original power. Yes.
Does this not make him really fucking scary then?
It does, but what also makes him scary is that when he united the 3 torn scrolls of Carsus's avatar, and he cast it and reshaped the world. When he did so, he opened something in the core of the planet, and it's never quite been the same. Thanks, Keyboard Meltdown, for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, Lucius continues by saying, when he managed to steal the Storm Soul from the Valkyr, that was his beginnings. But his real beginnings began in a battle called the Battle for Arsenthia, where most of my friends perished.
What exactly is it that he did to reshape the world with these scrolls?
He turned himself into a god, and he used that power to reshape this world into something easier to control. There are no continents anymore on this world. Just one large landmass.
That's the one your friend was saying. You kind of divided into districts or some sort.
Many districts.
That seems needlessly complicated. You should have just killed everyone.
Well, he needed slaves and serfs. Drow are now the upper echelons of this world's society, and in his palace, they party, they drink, they fight. It's a Drow's world now, and he points towards the starlit sky with his staff. Never does the sun rise anymore. And he says, do you feel that? Neither does the wind stir.
Do the drow not like wind?
I have no idea. Whatever Balan did, he altered the very fabric of nature. And it's never been the same since. And he points towards all the flora around you. They're kind of like what you'd expect to see in the Underdark. It's on the surface. The fluorescent kind of fungi, the trees with like kind of the old skeletal trees that were once the pre-ruin world, and they've all got this like kind of like glowing lichen and all kinds of algae growing up them.
I don't know where the fuck he keeps this place warm then.
It's... Well, you do notice it's quite cold here. Like, chilly. I did explain that when you first got here. Like, the air feels stagnant and chilly.
Yeah, there's no sun. You'd think it'd just be completely frozen over.
No, that's not entirely true. And he points towards the lake. He says, "This is something I've built." Fill your... Go ahead, sorry, Rocket.
So what exactly is happening with your rebellion?
We are short and small on order, but we do have people dotted around in the provinces, and that is what I was going to ask of you. There is a nearby town, they call themselves Capula. I have a friend there, a cleric by the name of Joan. She is a good starting point in your journey here. I and my friends here, we are more of a guerrilla group of rebels. We strike at trade routes at Drow and sometimes at the Valkyr that fly overhead, but we're never in one place for too long. If you are truly looking for the scrolls, Chester, then I would say you need to find a way into the palace archives. And Chester, yes, of course. But I would not cross the very plains of Kiris. Milan has 4 Tarasques, and I would not be traversing those plains on foot.
4? Who the fuck needs 4?
When he reshaped the world's Tarasques rose up, and with his godhood, he was able to charm them somehow. We still have not been able to break such a charm.
So, how else do we get there then?
I don't know. That's not for me. You can talk to Joe. Or you can talk...
So can we get to Joan without going through the plains then?
Arlie Aiden stands up and he's playing, after eating, he's playing with that codex, like a small tube that seems to click into place. He stops and goes, "I tried teleporting in once. Yeah, not so good. It's got anti-teleportation charms. I mean, even when you're inside, it smells like Dimension Door don't really act the way they should."
Duly noted then.
Stuff like Phase Step and Misty Step will. Short duration seem to work just fine, but my Dimension Door seemed to become explosive on me, and I had to improvise to get out. Yes, and then Arleon sits back down, turns his back to you all, and you can hear some clicking.
In what state are the other realms, the Feywild and...
Lucius explains that, well, the Feywild's turned slightly darker, as you could imagine. Mirroring the material plane, the Winter Queen has taken hold.
But the Fey crossings still work.
They work, yes, but you will not find the Fey very welcoming.
But if we were to travel through the Feywild, we would not have to face 4 Tarasques, and we could resurface.
It's a fine idea.
We've got the Fey Master with us, I guess. Even if it is slightly darker, he's probably going to be better at getting us through there than what we would be normally. So what do we reckon? Do we go? How easy is it to get to this this town where the cleric Joan is?
I can take you there once you have rested.
Alright, so that's easy enough to get there. We'll discuss with her, but then we'll see about this plan to traverse through the Fey. Might be the smartest to go.
Who is it, this person that you want us to talk to?
Her name is Joan, and Vagor nods and agrees and says, "Joan is a fine cleric. Her god wanes in power in this world, Pelor, because there is no sunshine, there is no sun. But she fights the good fight. And she will be willing to go with you, unlike," and then he gestures to his team, "our ragtag group. We will continue the fight out here in the outskirts, keeping villages safe and fighting the Valkyr where we can." But we will help you with anything you need. before you go. Or maybe I can spare one or two of us. Tang immediately says, "Not going, man. Not with these." Aliaden kind of looks up and goes, and then shrinks back down. Sister looks at you and goes, "I'll go with him." Olaf and Otkatla say nothing. They just look at one another. And it's like the way that married couples do. They just kind of know what they're talking about by glancing at each other. And they just continue with their head down eating food.
Well, as long as Chester's on board, then I guess that's what I signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
I think by definition this is very much not what we signed up for.
Yeah, he seems like his contract's a bit null and void at the moment. Null and void, even. I think we'll need to rediscuss terms here.
Large parts of it were void to begin with, since it did not use legal language. But
We'll wait till he wakes up. He's just snoring there in the corner.
Yeah, damn you, Todd, for not being here. He organises the quest and turns up late. Classic. Meanwhile,
I wonder
you guys...
if we could take the souls back to our world and remove them from this one entirely.
do you say that out loud?
Oh yeah, Elsef doesn't have a filter.
Yeah, Vagor says, "I would not let you do that. They're our only source of hope in this world. With them, we could perhaps return nature to normal."
Well, that was a strange notion, because if I was in possession of the souls, you could literally not stop me.
He looks down at the table. "That's very true, but it wouldn't mean I would not try." And he looks at his spear, which, by the way, looks like a very, very glorious spear. almost glowing with power in this darkness.
Almost
We
like
shall save this discussion for when I am more powerful.
Yep.
Just to explain, that she briefly mentioned it, I believe, but she had a little bit of a mishap during the construction of a portal, and the part of her soul that holds empathy is currently missing. Or feelings of any kind, really.
They all nod, and Otkatla says, "Something similar happened to us, but it was inside a shrunken head." And you see Tango, "Hey," and turn away from them.
Yes, well, I just mean to say that I think we all harbor feelings similar to the ones that she has. We just know better to either speak them out loud or action those feelings. She currently has no way to repress them, but well, we'll see about fixing that.
Sister Burley pipes up and says, "Well, I prefer a man or woman or anybody to speak their mind. So me and you are going to get on, Elf. Especially if I'm travelling with you."
Well, that's you, Elsa.
No,
Yeah,
I am
she's-
aware. It did not seem necessary to respond.
"Do you have any questions?" Vagor asks you all.
Many, but I do not wish to bore everyone here with theory and philosophy, so if you'll indulge me, then I'd like to have a talk with you about that once the rest retire.
Yeah, you notice that Lucius Oakhart, the elvish druid, the kind of his elvish features, is like sticking around Orwin, and then he says, "If you don't mind, could you stare into my eyes?"
Sorry, you want me to do what now?
"Could you just look at me for 1 second?"
Sure, if it helps in some way.
I'll look very confused as I'm also looking at him as he's talking and be like...
I think it's not confused because Adrian was going to do the "what? Look at me for 1 second" joke.
Yeah, and he says to you, "You are touched by one of the souls.
You think so?
Your eyes glow ever so slightly blue with the mana soul.
Yeah, they've been like this as long as I can remember. I think it's just my heritage.
Somehow, you have been close to the mana soul your entire life. I can see it in your eyes. You know, which is, you should defend whoever this is. People will seek to covet its power.
Well, if I knew who it was, then maybe I could.
He nods. Yes, someone would like to keep it secret if they were indeed the mana soul.
Well, I suppose they probably would.
Yeah, he waddles over towards the water, fills his water skin, and says, I'll be guarding the outside. Sleep well. And he leaves.
Master Laneros, a word.
Word.
Which one?
Ha!
That is fair played, Master Laneros. I do not think it is time for tomfoolery.
Very well.
Ouch.
Does it seem wise to you to work together with these people?
I'm not sure. Does it seem unwise to you, or is there a different reason why you pose the question?
It seems like multiple people amongst this group have, in our reality, attempted to or abused the soul themselves to either take tyrannical control of the Feywild or live secluded on a stormy island. As such, necessarily helping them obtain these souls in this reality seems unwise.
In what way?
But it's not gonna make it any better here once we leave.
I'm not sure if that's really our concern.
Oh, if it is not, again, I would argue we should just take the souls with us. But it seems like that was considered uncalled for when I proposed it, so...
Well, yes. Again, not sure if that's our concern.
As long as our concern is only getting the scroll, we might as well work together with them.
Exactly, as far as I'm concerned, this is a detour.
Though if we do have the scroll, again, we could just remain here.
To what end?
Godhood?
Do you aspire to it?
I have no aspirations. But if it presents itself...
It'd be rude not to.
No, don't think I'm quite interested in that.
Well, in that case, we shall see how the situation develops. And how do you feel about godhood? No, Chester's idea of attaining godhood seems stupid and dangerous, but apparently grabbing the world soul does the same without the whole danger of death.
Semi-demigod.
And that would not suffice for what you want. Some philosophers in the past have argued that the most successful candidate as a king is the one who does not want to be king. It is, I do agree. On the topic of stupid ideas,
Logical, this.
I thought I was coming, but I couldn't tell the time.
You're 8 minutes late from the 40 minutes you said you would be late.
Yeah. Well, let's make post haste then. We will have to do this very carefully. What's a giraffe?
Well, you were not listening and asleep and brain dead or otherwise occupied. We were talking about the possibility of taking the power of the world soul for ourselves.
Ah, right you are. Would that be smart? I mean, we're here, of course, on one objective, and that objective is the most important thing, excuse me.
Yes, but you are attempting to cast a spell that gives you power similar to a god, and the world soul does the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say this. If we stack rank these power ratings, which one's better, becoming the world soul or using his scroll?
Well, the scrolls I'd have to look at, but the world soul seems like a permanent addition to your arsenal, whereas the spell would only be able to be cast once. So
yeah,
I think it's already been discussed, but you know, the world soul doesn't really do that. I think they've already said that before.
Yeah, I think then the current world soul in this place used the scroll because he wasn't powerful enough to do it on himself.
Oh,
That's right.
so what does the world soul do specifically?
I mean, certainly it would give you an immense amount of power compared to the likes of us, maybe, but to achieve godhood, that's another thing entirely.
Yeah, it's probably more like immortality and that kind of shit, I imagine, in the world soul. Not.
So why are we debating then? Let's go and fuck up these, whatever they're called, Torosks, you say? They sound like a piece of shit on my shoe.
I would not say that.
Perhaps we should give him a little lesson in Tarask.
No need. I am the monster hunter extraordinaire. I paid for my membership card, I'll have you know. Laminated.
Let me make it very clear. We will not be joining you in fighting Tarask.
No need. He starts like stretching. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I would certainly like to see Master Decker fight a Tarask from a distance.
Yes, perhaps some form of interplanar scrying.
Master Decker, I think the legs are the weak spots.
Right you are. I mean, I could probably do with some assistance. I should imagine they're not, completely useless if they're used as some form of guard dog. How are they? Yay high? Yay?
Yes, something of the sort.
That actually
I've heard of you.
That actually makes Dolaf like choke on his food and laugh, and they go politely, then picks it up, and puts it away.
Master Decker, do you remember the Tomb of Mistra?
I do. Yes. Or do I do?
Roughly Tomb of Mistra sized.
Right you are. Well, soul it is. Yes. Tarask. Tarask.
Yes, Master Eagle.
Can I hear it in a sentence?
The Tarask bought the banana bread. He's learning very well. I taught him that.
He's gonna be out pacing you, I reckon.
Is that considered an improvement, Master Decker? This does not seem better than yesterday's state.
It's time, it's process. I wouldn't expect you to understand the inner workings of a simulacrum.
No, I would not, Master Decker. Because the inner workings are snow.
So the choice is this. Take down 4 guard dogs, or irrevocably go after a completely different prize. Potentially, in turn, you can see like his cogs working, leading to the original goal.
Well, the choice is specifically to go to someone they know, which would lead to the original goal, yes.
Yes, I'm thinking taking the world soul power would let us deal with these Tarasques quite handily.
No, the world soul is guarded by the Tarasques, Master Decker.
I think
I
if
thought-
everything is guarded by the Tarasques, it seems to be. Because
Yes,
Balorn
that-
has the world soul and the scroll.
So to use the Latin, we're fucked.
That's correct, Igor.
You especially. Sorry.
No need to be rude. He's
Oh
only.
no, I didn't mean you. I meant Igor.
I know, but he's only 3 days old.
Well, I guess luck was on his side.
What if we were to fly into the castle?
Hey, who are you asking that?
Just in general, as a suggestion.
Arlie Aiding once again stands up, hand up. We did try flying. He does have like an ancient black dragon as a kind of friend, familiar, ally.
Fucking hell, yeah, every time, Liam. Every time she's there. An ancient black dragon. That does not seem as dangerous as the Tarasques, however.
Well, she does rule the skies. Her and her brood.
Oh, there are more.
Oh yes, it's rumoured that she has a dozen daughters.
Oh, that is unfortunate. What if we dig?
Vagor then interrupts. There's no need for digging. That's why we're sending you to Joan. She knows the ways of this province, may be able to get you somewhere in the Underdark so that you can approach that way. We fight from above ground. We do not hide. Well, we do. We're guerrilla warriors, but you get the point.
I do not, since you have contradicted yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be a bit more literal with her, mate.
Yeah, I see that now. Catler pipes up and begins to speak. I've traversed the tunnels. They're worse than they used to be. If I were you, I'd risk the Tarasques rather than going the Underdark route.
But the Drow have moved up to the
Above ground.
surface. So what did they leave behind that could be worse than the Drow infected Underdark?
Everything that was forced underground.
Do you have an example?
Mind flayers.
Ah. Have we killed a mind flayer?
One. As a boss.
Oh yeah, it was a dusty old dried up one, wasn't it? I couldn't remember if that was in this or in Arnie's campaign.
Oh,
but
yeah, that wasn't this one. It was a very polite mind flayer as well.
Anna's like, he was my friend.
Yeah, that one.
My condolences.
Oh, it's okay. Remember,
Mind flayer for a friend.
yeah. Well, we were working on the scroll together.
Oh no, it was that one. Yeah, I mixed up. Yeah, this was the one that put her in this suspended animation.
He did, yes.
And they
then you
mixed up between mind flayers and the ones with the big eyes, beholders.
yeah. Well, yeah. You brought me back to life, and then you got me killed, and then you brought me back.
Yeah, that was the one. Is there any more mind flayers back on our planet?
Well, many, of course.
Scary.
It seems very inefficient to bring you back to life. You appear to die repeatedly.
Hey.
Yeah, it just seemed to make a bit of a habit.
Okay, let's not go there. And Dolaf says, "Look, you've got to do what you've got to do, and we're going to do what we're going to do. Now, you need your rest, otherwise those Valkyr will stomp on you again. We're sending you to Capula.
Yep.
And I guess we go to bed.
Joan knew Kroll Mella. Maybe he told her something that he didn't tell us.
What sort of thing would we be talking about?
I don't know. I know that Joan is more active in the rebellion. She preaches it openly. So that's why we're saying Joan is probably your best bet, or you can go off it on your own and get killed.
No, it doesn't sound the best plan. Yeah, probably go to Joan, see what she says.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of getting killed personally.
No. Feel like death, but don't want to quite accelerate the
Yeah,
process.
there's a burst of laughter from across the pond, the lake, from Tang, and he goes, "You shouldn't have come here then, man, should you? You're probably going to be dead by tomorrow evening."
He's a cheery fellow, isn't he?
Frightful. Well, listen here, you better control your man or I'll fuck him up.
Vagor just, because I wouldn't mess with him if I were you. He's kind of like pre-ruin villain.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Dolaf goes, I spared his life, and he spent a long time in prison.
Oh.
And if
Right,
it's
well.
alright with you, Chester, I'm gonna get some rest.
Absolutely. Well, it appears we've been stappened for the moment, doesn't it? All right, buggery up the old cornhole.
What?
And Alan will go and find a place to rest.
Alright, there are some sleeping bags put out for you all.
Yep, and I'll go and try and find Vapor to have a one-on-one conversation.
Alright, we'll get some feedback from you, Todd.
Sorry.
That's alright. Yeah, okay, so as everyone settles down and you approach Vagor, he sits down near the campfire. You wanted to discuss things.
Yes, I would like to go over certain events. I don't know the full history, but I know some things which transpire differently in our world than here, and well, they're an interesting philosophical point of contention. The history there, and would like to, well, discuss with you what you know and discuss what I know, and see if we can perhaps learn from what has happened here.
How far back are we going?
Well, from what I know, there was one pivotal moment that happened. There was a choice at some point when the whole Void Crusade happened.
The Void Wars.
Yes, and during these Void Wars, it seems that, well, one of you inspired different choices in each other than what happened in our world now.
What choice?
I'll get to that in a moment, but let me just preface by saying we have a world left. We have, well, not everything, but most things as you see them. We still have wars, we still have people, we still have discord between different nations, all of these things which are fairly normal and have existed as long as the world as we know it.
As nature intends.
Yes.
You see there's like a consternation on his face, on his features. He's like, "Get to it, wizard. You're worrying me."
Well, the interesting thing is that clearly here you've chosen the path of purity and valor amongst yourselves, and...
Why wouldn't I?
Well, that's an interesting question. You see, in the conversation we just had, you heard some mention of the corrupted Fey Father, yes? As he was mentioned.
I do not know what this figure is, but I've heard you mention him.
Right, so he's taken over, well, some say tyrannical. I would nuance that and say he's using power to reestablish things as they should be, as you just mentioned, as nature intends. The interesting thing is that this figure is you.
What?
What?
How?
What?
The power of the void was harnessed by you and the others in your party here during the Void War.
That's not true, though. I purified it in the Feywild.
Yes, not in this world, obviously. In our world.
Perhaps we're in some kind of existential parallel dimension or reality that has been fractured from an original point in time.
He glares over at Igor.
Yes, very good, Igor. It does appear that, well, perhaps you have more sense than Master Chester after all.
Yeah, the Earth is flat too.
Vagor stands and says, "No, after Capula was attacked by Tang," and he looks over at Tang, and Tang's like, "Ugh." He says, "I took the spear to the Feywild with Dolaf or Catla."
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, I understand. This is your version of events, yes.
we purified the spear. We drew the void out, and then we came back. We went into the Underdark. We killed Tang, and Tang's like, "Ugh." And he says, "Well, we defeated him. Dolaf spared him. We destroyed Mojo. We retrieved Catla's soul. And
Yes,
then we
all these
fought the Void
things
Wars."
went differently. You harnessed the power of the Void, you sacrificed Nala
What? Why would I sacrifice my friend?
to save the world.
He holds his hand up and she lands on his hand and he's like, begins tickling her feathers. And he goes, "I would never do that."
Well, it seems that perhaps you're just slightly on the other side of the spectrum here as opposed to our world, but the interesting point here is that you say you would never do these things, and yet making the morally or ethical decision has led your world to ruin, and the unethical decisions have kept it intact.
Interesting. And I heard that one over there, and he points at Tang. Fuck some sheep.
Tang just turns around and glares at you. Doesn't say much.
Master Decker, this does not seem wise in terms of diplomacy.
Right you are.
Is this correct information? Did this man fuck sheep?
Absolutely.
Arlie Aiden puts his hand up and says, "Probably." And Tang's like, hisses at Arlie Aiden, and Arlie Aiden giggles and turns away from him and begins clicking on his little codex.
Maybe it is just a custom of this reality.
Meanwhile, Burley is loudly snoring with her hands on her belly. Catla and Dolaf set up a tent and disappear into it. Vagel looks perplexed by what you were talking about, Laniros, and is staring at himself in the reflection of the lake.
Yes, you changed after that. Could you tell me something? How's your relations with Janeth?
I think on good terms. She gives me power. She has not yet abandoned us.
Alright, and that's it. Good terms.
Yes, why would it be... Would it be worse? Am I not a paladin in your world of Janeth? Am I not anything to do with Janeth?
You're her avatar.
Excuse me?
Yes, you took some different decisions that led you onto a different path, but your soul remains the same. You're still trying to return the world to what it should be. Back to its natural state.
I don't believe you. And then he turns his back.
That's up to you.
Tang then goes, "What about me? Mom, what did I do? Am I alive in your world? Did I escape prison?"
Do I know about Tang in our world at all?
You can roll history.
I shall also roll history to know what the sheep fucker did.
Oh yeah, so Elzef, you're well aware that there was once a Void Lord called Tang. However, Laniros, and you know, Elzef, that he was killed during a battle in the Underdark. Laniros, you know exactly the details that Dolaf, Lord Dolaf Erenspire, was rumoured to have fired a golden arrow into the head of his partner Mojo, and then Arlie Aiden summoned meteors down and destroyed Tang completely. Yeah, so you're well aware of these figures in history that on your world.
Well, there's an interesting thing that here there just seems to be less of the corruption that happened as people harnessed the void in our world. Our lady in our world was quite insane.
That idiot! Tang points at him and goes, he can barely tie his own shoelaces! And Arleon just waves at him.
Yes, the fire soul in our world, I believe.
What? He looks so disbelieving, he actually takes his mask off and brushes sweat from his face, puts the mask back on. Revealing kind of like coal black skin of some of the northern swamp people, and he's got all these charms around his neck that are made out of bones, and then he puts his mask back on. And you realise that he had scarification all up his chin, his face. He had one missing ear, and he looked older than the mask. What the mask hides? The mask hides his age.
Well, let me ask you this thing: Are you upset with the treatment you've received here?
No. Well, yeah. Come on, man. I believe I should be probably the leader here. I've got more experience.
Right, well, I can tell you what the alternative was in our world, and perhaps it will give you a different perspective on things.
Nah, I'd rather not know, man.
Didn't you just ask?
Yeah, I changed my mind. Look at
Very
him.
well.
Points at Vagor, who seems to be completely depressed and staring into the water. Goes, I'm good.
Right, you are.
Alright, so just go ahead and you can all click long rest.
You can't tell me what to do.
No, don't then. Stay up all night.
And get lucky?
Well, Sister Burley, you know.
Does Igor get a long rest as well?
He gets his HP back, but he doesn't
But not
get
his
anything else. Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think they even get their HP back, do they?
Don't they? Well, then there you go. They don't get their HP back.
Shit.
Don't you have to do like a work on them or something? I can't remember.
Oh, that is true. You do have to work on them, and you have to like fix them like they're Frankenstein.
Okay.
I mean,
My god,
what
he's
do you
gonna
mean, like?
constantly get sadder.
I don't know what you mean with like Frankenstein.
Until he ends up looking like the snowman from Frozen.
Just falling apart.
Or you could just cast some healing spells on him before you go to sleep.
Yeah,
No,
I'll do that as well.
It's not cheap either.
It's not cheap in the slightest. It's
You
like
can repair it in an alchemical laboratory using rare herbs and minerals worth 100 GP per hit point it regains.
Fuck. What about spell slots? Can they be fixed?
Nope.
No?
Not even with money?
No, never.
Not
I mean-
even with money. Who are you? The US government?
Oh my god. Yeah, so basically what happens is it's best when they come running low is to just kill them or get them killed and then summon a new one.
Or you just
Oh, not Igor, no!
Oh, I have to make a new one.
Not now, surely.
No. I mean, can you in theory, you can't make more than 2 similar items, can you?
No.
No. Okay. It'll have to be...
Choose the cat.
If you cast a spell again, any currently active duplicates you created with the spell are instantly destroyed.
Yeah, I
You get
thought
higher
about it.
level, you can have your simulacrum create a simulacrum.
Yeah, but I've already said no to that completely when you mentioned it to me ages ago.
What?
Don't you want infinite simulacrums true polymorphed into gold dragons?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no, I don't want that.
Because it's fucking incredible.
Until we figure out that so Lady Greenwich has a new dragon army.
Alright, so as you all take your rest, did you actually cast any spells, Todd?
Yeah, I healed what's his face up, and then
Igor.
I long rest.
Alright,
Oh,
cool.
no, that
So
button doesn't work.
when you all wake up, I can't say morning because morning never comes here. You see that the Ivory Rebellion are packing up their camp, and Sister Burley's kind of like crawled towards the lake and is slowly lapping water up with her hand. She looks incredibly hungover. And the rest of the group, including Tang, who throws a glass vial at her and says, "Drink it!" And then wanders off towards the tree where you see the elvish fellow Lucius waiting for you all. Make preparations, because we are leaving.
Well, I packed fairly lightly, so I'm ready to go anytime, Chester.
Right, you are. Well, I guess let us away then and do our goddamnedest.
Before you guys leave, Lucius says, I have a gift for you. I was given this some time ago, almost 20 years now. I believe this could help you if you ever need to leave. But know that you probably won't be able to get back without Kroll. And then he hands over this twisted kind of ivory and obsidian rod. At the tip is like an image of a globe carved in crystal. And you see the globe is the globe of your world, Midgard. And then he just hands it over to anyone and says, if you use the spell Plane Shift while holding this rod, it should take you back to your home plane.
Anyone know that spell?
No.
I've used it before, but not for a while.
Ah, fuck. Think you could remember it? Prepare it, Objedar.
If I put some work into it, I'm sure it could be done.
You're worth twice the money I pay.
Didn't we pay you money?
Yes, figure of speech, I guess.
Yes, you do still have a large amount of our funds, Master Decker, which we gave you to buy a ship, which we haven't done.
Yeah.
Yes. You see him like fingering his new armor. Well, we might still do it.
And the rapier?
It's like he puts it slowly behind him. I mean, you never know. Like we could get somewhere. Think of it as an investment.
As long as his investment's paid back in full at the end of the slot journey.
We signed a contract.
Yes, but the contract did stipulate you would be buying the ship.
No, it asked for a sum of money, not a ship. I did indeed. I included that in there.
Yeah,
He calls out the contract.
Igor pulls out a contract, and you can see his cross-eyed, like scanning it. All interested parties should pay a sum equal to hither than 1,600 gold pieces, to be spent at a later and undisclosed time by a one Chester Decker, master of women, slayer of people. And what's that word there? I do believe it says fucking brilliant. Yes, that one.
Master Decker, does this not seem strange to call yourself as a witness reading the contract you have written?
It's not me, is it? It's Igor. It's my legal counsel. And no one else.
In my eyes, there's very little difference.
Right, you are. Linuros, shall we go now?
I believe I have a valid point about the contract. This is precisely why I did not sign that version of it.
Yes. Oh, you're a smart little wizard. And I'll be following you for a while.
Yes, that's all very good, but I don't believe that addresses their concerns.
Which is what?
I'll just look at
Master Burley, is capitalism still alive? Do we still require money?
She's guzzling Tang's potion. Looks like a hangover remedy and throws the glass on the ground. Capital what now?
Is money still being exchanged for goods and services?
I think you mean a mercantile system.
Only in the central districts.
How are goods acquired outside of the central district?
They're not. You kind of get what you're given. That's about it.
Communism.
She shakes her head. Looks like she has no idea what you're talking about. And says, well, are we all off then? I mean...
Yes, let's away. Let's go. Igor?
I think Burley was the introduction to communism to this world.
It was foolish to ask her. She does not look like she has read a single book in her life.
And she hefts up her huge mace, which looks like the giant fletchings of a giant arrow. Puts it on her shoulder and begins walking. And as you walk through the portal, you're back in that mushroom forest. The tall, kind of 60-foot stalks lean up to these wide fungal kind of heads that spread across, blotting out the starlight above you. And you hear the sound of creatures now, kind of chirping creatures, crickets, buzzing insects with what look like glowing lights attached to them fly by, and then you hear rustling in the trees nearby, and you see fluorescent lizards with spines that seem to light up with multicolored lights run off. And then Lucia says, "If you keep heading east from here, maybe 4 hours travel, you will come across Capula. You can't miss it. It's a kind of pondside village."
How will we contact you again?
Oh, yes, nearly forgot. And he reaches into his kind of auburn-coloured robes, like autumn-coloured robes, and brings out a stone. And it's got an etching on it. And then he hands it over to you.
A stone of sending, I presume.
Yes, it is a stone of sending. Yes, you can send me a message once per day using that thing.
We will be in touch.
Thank you. Well, we are heading northwest for now to help the miners defeat some nasties.
Sounds like fun.
Not particularly.
Well, that's stupid, maybe. Alright, come on then, we're heading out.
How are you feeling today, Master Makra? Still old and decrepit?
Yeah, like that.
When are bugbears usually put out of their misery? At what age?
We normally just go out into the wilds at about 80. That's normally when the cut-off is. Just with only like a day's worth of water. You know, honourable death and all that, but don't really know since the God King's taken over. He didn't really give us any new custom.
While you're chatting, I'm assuming you're heading east.
Yes.
Alright, so at one point you guys do exit this fungal forest and enter in what looks like a plain of purple grass. And you see a couple of creatures, small creatures, run from you all. But those of you who are perceptive, Lineros, and those with perception, high passive perception above 15, notice that these creatures were not like any other creatures you've seen. They look like mammals, like hoofed mammals, except as they turn towards you all, you see they have an open maw of many teeth where the head should be, and tentacles that protrude out of where the collarbone is. But despite them looking quite vicious, they were eating what looked like the grass, and they ran off, like as a small herd as you guys approached. And there's some sort of archaic road built into the grass here, like a dirt path. And in the distance, down some hillsides, across some, nestled between a hillock, you see a large cliff face that seems to be just randomly placed there. It doesn't attach to anything, it's just a chunk of earth that seems to have protruded out of the earth, like some sort of large tectonic plate has just moved upwards at an angle. And there seems to be a great ripple of what looked like glowing fungal kind of growths all over it, and below that, where a lake protrudes out of a hole in this cliff face, kind of like waterfalls, and then it pools, you see a small town of thatched roofs and huts on bamboo stalks, and you see this kind of like lakeside village built there. You see little boats bobbing in it, and you can also see the flickering of torches.
Interesting.
You are the social one, Master Decker. Make our introduction.
Are you sure that's wise?
You're also the party leader of this as well, because you're the one who's fucking dragged us here, mate.
Right you are. Very well.
You're approaching the town then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So as you go to approach, I'll show you the map. What you do see is, however, there are 3 prominent figures facing towards that large hole in the cliff face that I mentioned. And there seems to be a rabble of peasants with torches and pitchforks and scythes and hoes and different hooks, all facing. There's about 2 dozen of them. And I'll bring you over to the map.
He leans over to Elzeth. He's like, yeah, good, they're all alive still.
Yes, they appear to be. Master Decker, do you think in this reality as well you're a published author, or do we not have the boon this time?
Oh, I don't know. Let's find out. Although, I'd rather watch the dust cloud as the dead God King's corpse tries to prove he can still do it with the Methuselah than not be an author or famous.
As you guys approach, there's something weird about this town. Like there's especially the Neros, you can hear like maybe a distant sound like the chirping of crickets, but you just can't quite grip what the sound is. You're like looking to your left and right, and as you walk across these creaky boards, you see peasants peering over their hoods out of like windows, and you look towards the lake, and for a brief moment, you see it ripple, and then your eyes kind of like, you know, sometimes when your eyes are irritated and they vibrate ever so slightly, and you have to like fix it, like they twitch. You get that, and then you turn back to the group, and they moved on ahead of you slightly, and then you follow on, and you see that there's, like I say on this map in the upper northern part, there are a rabble of people facing this cave entrance.
Okay.
And as you're approaching, one figure with a very large greatsword, she's fully robed in white, turns to see you all, and turns to look at you all. That's her there. Halt! As she wades through the water.
Hello, good lady, the good townsfolk. How goes you?
Who are you? And she eyes you all up and down, especially Chester. She's just eyeing him up and down, and she goes, "Do I know you?"
Perhaps you've heard of me, Jester Deckier. Author.
No, I've never heard of that.
We must leave.
What are you doing in Capula?
Well, you see, we're here with an intrepid band of individuals here to free you from your oppressed reality.
We are looking for a woman, Master Decker.
Right, you are. Go on then.
No,
Can I ask a question?
I already went on Master Decker. We are looking for a woman.
You can ask me a question.
Did you get tired carrying that around?
You see, she's stabbed it into the ground. Is kind of leaning on it. She's not continuously in that stance, but yes. She says, "No,
Mighty tiresome.
my god gives me the power to smite my foes."
Wow,
Some kind of cleric, are you?
Yes, I am.
Don't happen to go by the name of Joan, do you?
That would be me.
She's the one then.
Excellent. We found you. We're looking for some assistance, if you will.
You members of the rebellion.
Anyway,
What province you from?
far one.
Yes.
Is this
She nods.
something we should be discussing in the town square?
A mid-far one.
Yes, we've recently come under attack by a creature. And, well, it came from this here cave, and she points towards it. It retreated back in, and we're just making sure it doesn't come back.
Was it
What
big?
kind of creature?
We don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, it's hard to understand. Some people have gone missing.
Anyone of importance?
I don't know. I just know that they're missing.
That seems unhelpful.
It is, and that's why we're making sure nothing gets through.
Well, we plan to leave this town with you. As such, the fates of the people in this town are of no concern to us. So I would suggest ignoring the issue entirely.
Maybe we should explain, what's going on with, like, what we're after, and it was your man Lucius that sent us to find you.
Ah, Lucius. Oh, that's fair enough.
You see, we're looking for a way. Is it alright to speak this, Chester? Can we just tell him what's going on, right?
I guess so, yes.
Basically, I think we're after Belarn.
Many people have tried. Be my guest.
But you're someone who might have some information that may help us with that goal, correct?
Yes, I guess I do. And she points towards the cave. Well, it just so happens that that's the cave that would probably get you into the provinces, the inner provinces, that is, the central districts.
And it's guarded by some kind of creature the devil made.
Well, we think it went back that way.
Right. So we go down there, and we've got a good chance. But it's better than getting probably gang raped by some Tarasques, isn't it, chaps?
I suspect it probably would be.
I am not sure Tarasques rape, Master Decker. I don't think they reproduce.
This is Elseth. You can't use metaphor or simile around her, so don't even bother.
I didn't plan to.
Good. And so, how about this? A little tete-a-tete, if you will. As long as the party is in agreement, we go down your little cave. If we encounter your monster, we slay it. And everyone's like, yay, Chess, dear, I'm so glad you're in this reality. And then we go forth into other parts and potentially to the place where Bilal is. And then we, have safe passage through your town, yes?
Can everyone make a wisdom saving throw?
Really?
Can I? Do I want to? Oh, I'm not good at that. Let's use this.
I apparently cannot.
Yeah, neither can Elsa. Fuck me.
Yeah, but Chester can.
Yeah, that's not great.
Old man macro.
Yeah, he's not quite old man yet, but he's pushing.
You're supposed to gain wisdom with age, Curtis. You're doing it
Yeah,
wrong.
that changes haven't taken effect yet.
I'm going to whisper you guys something.
He got old too fast.
A 4 and a 6. I'm not sure if the mantle of spell resistance has ever saved me on anything.
Huh.
I know, that's why I disatuned from it, because it was just useless. Because it's also only against spells.
Michester, you're about to get something as well?
Cool.
In that case, you also have to unattune from your robe of the Archmage.
No, that's other magical effects.
Oh my.
So there's a brief moment where Laniros and Chester, suddenly your eyes shut, you find yourself itching them, and then Joan just continues, goes, "You alright?"
Oh.
Something's going on.
Yeah, some kind of nonsense. Some kind of backstabbery.
What?
Did you see that, Luneros?
See what?
Yes.
Someone just vanished from your bridge over there.
She turns around. What?
Don't know who it was. Probably
Yeah.
a little bit of a twat, but still.
There wasn't anyone there.
Well, we've
Just
got some
mentioned that
kind
there
of...
wasn't anyone.
Yes, it's a problem. There was.
The other one of the figures on the bridge steps down, walks over, and begins kind of like leaning against here, and she's eyeing you all up slightly, just making sure that you're safe. She's wearing a tricon hat and has what looks like a rapier.
Oh, I didn't see you there. She should be in a bloody cage.
Excuse me, and you realise her voice is very hoarse, and she puts one hand on the rapier.
Sorry. Sorry. Lineros, vanishing man. Any thoughts? Any arcane wisdoms?
Well, not at the moment, but hold on.
A good Joan, if we're going to while he's doing that, if we're going to be assisting you, perhaps you should call off your guard, pirate.
What guard pirate? What are you talking about?
Meanwhile, I've cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, you don't seem to see anything except for Joan. She's got a collar, collar that goes around like a choker that seems to be glowing slightly with abjuration magic.
Okay.
What pirate guard are you talking about? You are annoying me now.
Oh, she's fucking gone. Is
What?
it just me seeing this? Lineros, did you see that woman?
Yes, I'm seeing what you're saying. I think.
You guys don't remember a pirate guard at all.
Well, I'm not being fucking funny, but there's some kind of nonsense going on here, and if it's not fucking solved...
Master Decker, you should calm yourself.
Right.
FYI,
Yeah, so
Liam, I love this monster.
I feel like it's a Reddit monster, I know, but I'm not sure.
I also think I know it as well, and I'm really excited. Which is why I think-
Joan turns to one of the peasants and says, "You've got this, right, Asphalt?" And Asphalt nods and says, "Yeah, Joan, just deal with these people. We'll guard the cave. Won't let anything through." And she nods, turns to you all.
I think it might already be out.
I think there's some kind of nonsense happening here, and I think you know what's happening. And he'll point right at Joan. So why
What
don't
do you mean?
cast- Because me and my pals here are fucking powerful. And if this thing comes around, then we'll end it for you. Quite post haste. Is there any kind of mind nonsense that this here thing can perform?
Master Decker, you refer to me as your pal. I object to that. Associate is okay. Employee is okay. Any notion of friendship, please save for someone else.
Right you are. What were we talking about again?
Your delusions, Master Decker. You were accusing the cleric of being in leagues with the devil.
Good Elsif, I've accused many people of many things, and usually in literature and usually mildly incorrect. But I haven't done anything like that today.
In that case, I digress, Master Decker. Should we enter the cave then?
Probably. What are we waiting for?
Ready when you are, Chester.
The Joan's like, "You're not going in there. It's dangerous."
Right, so we come here to assist you with a disappeared creature, which by definition is a creature that makes people disappear, so by definition it's dangerous. Yet when we suggest to go into the cave, you argue it's too dangerous. And yet you trust this one, well, no offense, glorified farmer to deal with this.
She looks back at the rabble of peasants all kind of like talking amongst themselves. "Yeah, why wouldn't I? At least he's a citizen of Capula. Who are you guys? Like, really?"
We're the cavalry.
Alright.
We are not on horseback, Master Laneros.
It's a figure of speech. I understand you may have lost comprehension of those temporarily.
Right.
Well, shall we?
Yes.
And I think
Guys.
we'll start heading towards the cave.
Jo-
Being extremely wary of the people around us.
Okay. You being heading towards the cave? I mean, as you head towards it, the rabble do kind of like, don't move, but you can easily weave yourself through.
Yes, thank you. Excuse me. You fucking stink.
And as you go to enter the cave, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break and be right back. Okay, so we're back, and as you guys enter the cave, immediately above you, webs everywhere. You will begin to see these strings of thick roped webs spreading across the ceiling, across the side of the cavern walls, and after about 60 feet. After about 60 feet of travelling into this cave, you notice that the nature, the lichen and the fungus begin to die out, and it becomes this rocky, kind of dead place. And you're walking on these dead webs that are sticking to your feet. And at the moment, you're going... The going is tough, and it begins to become difficult terrain. And eventually, the cavern opens up. As you can see. And as you guys walk in... currently, you can see the entire cavern because of the slight glowing lichen above and growing on the sides and stuff like that. So it is dimly lit. And there is a mass of webs and layers and levels below you going down into darkness. You are more than welcome to move.
Has anyone got any clue which way you think we should be heading?
No.
No, I'll be honest with you.
No, let's refrain staying close to the edges.
Dave, Lineros, what do you think these silky little string piece things are here?
What?
These things, you know, the wall string.
Well, webs.
Webs, what you mean, like, you know, webs as in, like, something that you use to surf on one of those little light boxes. You couldn't mean, surely, a spider's web, not that big, surely. Not a spider's web.
Yes, spiders.
Can I have perception checks from you all?
Is it about missing ammo?
No.
Are we checking to see if we can tell that Chester has lost his marbles?
None of you, remember Anna.
Well, in that case, there's no reason to be concerned.
Yep.
Correct.
Alright. Elzeth and Lineros, you are starting to feel the ground vibrate slightly, and you know something's coming. That vibration, that's something burrowing. You definitely can tell. So, I need initiative from you all.
Something incoming. Get ready.
Fuck, I hope it's not a spider.
Liam has finally found a way to write out all those excessive NPCs he has added to the game. Yeah, we're like, oh, I'll only have to do one voice from now on.
Do I need to do one for Igor?
He goes on your turn. Simulacrums go on your turn.
Oh, cool.
I'm waiting. Oh yeah, Lineros' token. What did you get, Lineros? 19, which is good.
High ass initiative rolls.
Yeah. Alright, so Chester Decker, you're up first. The ground begins to shake. Rocks begin to fall from the ceilings. Dust begins to settle upon you all.
Do we see anything or not?
Nope.
Okay, Chester's gonna jump back here. Protect me, you mongrel! And ready. Actually, no, he's not. He's gonna. Can Igor move on my turn as well?
Well, you can basically say that's the end of my turn, then it's Eagle's turn. So you take one turn and then another.
Can I do Igor's first then?
You can if you want to.
We're going with Operation Plan A, B, Z, yeah? Yes, you are. You're right, you are. You absolute fetid creep. We'll run back here. It's Chester's turn. He is going to cast... that thing's part raptor on Igor. Turn him into a T-Rex.
Got it. Eagle's T-Rex is a little bit hunchback. Like if it was to fall over, it would just roll like a ball.
You do realise you're now going to have to find a hunchback T-Rex.
I'm not doing that, and you know I'm not.
Can't we just use the square-shaped one again?
If
I really missed the square-shaped T-Rex token.
I thought you did. Alright, so yeah, Eagle turns into a T-Rex. Cool. Is that the end of your turn?
And I will Explanabag Lineros.
Alright, so Lineros.
Explanabag as well. Cast a spell or something. I don't know. I'll write a better one in a minute. And I'll end my turn.
Alright, Elzef, you're up.
Well, since nothing is there yet, Elsef's just gonna get out the good old death machine, and then that's an action. So that's the turn.
All right, Macro, your turn.
Here, ready up to attack anything was within range.
So you hold your action to attack anything that appears in range.
Uh-huh.
Alright, cool. Lineros?
I will move over here. And dodge.
Good plan. Okay, so Orwin and Chester. In front of you, the ground ruptures. A huge crack appears, and then a depression, and then something truly horrific buries its way out of the ground right in front of you all.
Oh my god, it's another one of Chester's simulacrums.
And as it pushes out, it's more opens, but more like it to you, it looked like a solid kind of tentacle of rock, but then the rock pushes back, revealing gums and layers of teeth. And as it does, you and the screams and moans of the dead as what looks like spiritual hands try to crawl themselves out of its maw, and it leaps towards Olwyn and goes to bite him.
Rude. I think
It looks like
I'll
a-
shield.
Alright, and just as you shield, you see its maw slam down around the arcane shield, and you manage to just dodge out the way as it slams into the ground and seems to burrow again. Provoke an attack of opportunity from Olwen and Chester. And Elzef as well.
I mean, this is gonna be...
I'm just gonna get the T-Rex thing up. Hang on.
Does a simulacrum get attacks of opportunity?
It does.
Can I use any attack, or does it have to be one of bite or one of tail?
It has to be one of the other, yeah. Actually, yeah, it could be any of the other. Yep, it's a good hit. All of them hit as it ducks and under the back into the where it came from, and then you hear rumbling of the cavern as it disappears below ground. Orwin?
It's gone, right?
Yeah, it seems to have burrowed again.
I'll just ready a firebolt if you want to see it.
Alright, cool.
And I'll move away just in case it's got some kind of area of effect attack.
Alright. Macra, right next to you, the ground opens up and then goes into a crater depression. You get to your attack. And so does Orwin if he wants to attack this one.
After it's dug back into the ground, is the hole still remaining, or is it filled in?
It immediately seems to fill in.
Yeah, so it's more like...
Yeah, that's an amazing firebolt. And, yeah, the macro crits as well.
Crit as well.
Please with your crits today, guys.
It's a good thing I fucking got smite on it.
Yes, however, Macra, as it more descends towards you, the spectral hands physically grapple you, pull you in, it bites down for a total of 53 piercing damage, and then it throws Macra up in the air, and Macra is swallowed, and then it burrows under the ground.
Get in.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
I don't remember that scene from Loden.
Can I use my reaction to use Reckless, because it's just bit me?
Yeah, sure.
I'll go back in.
Yeah, if you want.
I hit him as I go in then.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Bastard! Oh,
Yeah, you just hear bastard as he's bitten and thrown up into the air and swallowed. Alright, Chester Decker.
Okay, so we can't see it at the moment. It's underground, yeah?
Yep, but you can hear vibrations all around.
Alright, so Chester will ready a shot with his fertile jet of turbulent juice.
Okay, what to the first one that appears?
He will yell at Allwyn, another Explanabrag. Is it me, or does it just look like a soul-powered, self-masturbating rock penis?
It's possible it does, but I don't really know what one of those looks like.
Igor, ready yourself. And can Igor ready a reaction as well, or...
He may.
Cool, done.
So what's Igor doing?
Multi-attack?
Multi-attack,
Ready
okay. What multi-attack? Oh, you mean just a bite, yeah?
Yeah. Well, one with his bite and one with his tail.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Oh, no, no, it can't do that. I've been told every single time, I just forgot.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm fixing some HPs because I accidentally gave them linked HP slots. But
And that was your Explanabrag as well, Mike.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please
Alright,
use
that's
it.
done. Alright, so... Chester, and then Eagle's ready to bite, right?
Yeah.
Alright, Elzef.
Elsa readies a fireworks battery when it comes back. I
Okay.
don't remember which spell I've renamed.
Doing a Todd. Not remember renaming your spell.
I know what the spell does, but I just don't know the name of the generic spell I've renamed.
Okay, Macra, you are being pushed, grappled, pulled apart, your hair's being pulled, your beard's being dragged, and you can feel something burning around you. At the beginning of your turn, you take a 14 acid damage.
Ow.
And it is your turn. You can feel the ground, like the very air around you vibrating as you're being pushed down whatever this creature is further into its stomach.
Macro will become rather quite annoyed at his current situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then as this happens, some ghosts pop up amongst all the party, just screaming tribal bugbears. Sounds like they're doing a bit of a hacker at the moment. It's like they're ready for war. And then Macro will try to slash the inside of this worm up with his Kopesh.
Right, it's a disadvantage, but you still manage to hit.
Yep, sound. And then he'll do this. Is there any point in doing it recklessly? Yeah, he'll do it again. Do I not get advantage for just being inside of him?
No, you don't. You're actually squeezing.
Okay, I'll use the reckless enemy, so that's 27.
And it's still a good hit. You bring the Kopesh up, you're just dragging it around inside, and you can feel these spurts of warm blood all over you as you're cutting around inside. Doesn't seem to want to let you go.
That feels like heartburn, you cunt. And then everyone else now has resistance if it attacks anybody else other than me.
No, it has disadvantage to attack anyone else but you.
I thought they get resistance to the damage as well.
No, they don't. Right, Laniros.
Yes, what's the surface area around here?
Like this hard kind of like stone cavern floor, uneven but covered in this web.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and these pillars and things?
Yeah, they seem to be man-made, like from an ancient temple that maybe was once here before Bilan reshaped the world.
Okay, and they don't seem to have been touched by the digging.
No, one of the statues has kind of fallen over and cracked in half.
Okay. I'll go and stand next to here, just in case.
Okay.
And, what's the rules again? If you're holding a spell and the trigger doesn't go off, can you keep on holding it?
I think you can, yes. But you lose the slots, but you can keep concentrating.
Yeah, you expend it, but you can hold it, and just keep on holding it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will ready a hold monster.
All right, awesome. What to the first one you see?
Well, when anything that looks like it's about to take hostile action against our friends gets here, but I'm counting on the big worm.
Yep. All right. So all of you do see one pop up right next to Igor as the T-Rex and go for him.
So one of them, I thought was only one.
No, there's two.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I got to shoot at this as well. 23.
Does Igor get his bite?
Yeah, and first of all, it's held, so you will get advantage, and Igor gets an auto crit.
Nice. That's how much extra damage do I roll?
Well, if you hit, just roll it twice, and we'll count the damage. All right, so
An extra 4d12 total.
yeah, so minus 12 to this creature.
68.
26 on my end.
Yeah. I'm going down and writing the damages in. 34. And it dead.
Oh.
Hey.
Well, without it would have been alive without the whole monster. But the moment you held it in air, it's more open, just about to strike at Igor. You hold it in place, and Igor just rips its throat out. And as it's flailing, you're just firing upon it, and it just slams down onto the ground with a heavy thud. Like, hold monsters OP, wouldn't they? Did you hold your action or win?
No, it's not my turn.
Okay. I think that. So now it is Alwyn's turn.
I'll hold an action, I guess.
To do what?
I'll just go with a firebolt for now.
Alright, another fireball. Alright, so Lineros, can I have a strength saving throw from you, please? Okay, immediately the ground around you craters slightly, and then you are flung up in the air, and you're going to take some falling damage. You land over here, and you take 4d6 falling damage. The thing was like 13 falling damage, was literally right under you.
Mm-hmm.
And inside you see what looks like the feet of Macro. Just hanging out. Kind of like the scene from Jurassic Park when he grabs him out the toilet. He's just flailing in the mouth. Yep, the firebolt's a good hit. Fuck, if that was a crit, jeez. Man,
Nice
that
it was.
yeah. And then it reaches down and goes to attack Lineros. With its maw open up. Anything else?
Oh, does it look like it's gonna hit?
It does look like it's going to hit. Okay.
It's 26.
I'm afraid it still hits with a 28.
Lame.
And it bites you for 45 damage.
Ouch.
And then we'll use its bonus action to bite Macra for a crit.
Bastard.
Shit.
So 43 plus 35. 78 piercing damage.
Is this
that's
the
fine.
worm that Curtis hit?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I should have. It has disadvantage against me, and I have resistance as well.
Yeah, it does have a bit.
You don't have resistance. It's
They do.
Is that what it says?
He linked.
Yeah.
He linked the
Okay.
ability.
I didn't know. Alright, first of all, it still hits you, Lineros.
That's rude.
28 was its lowest.
Alright.
78 he bet before.
Yeah, and so it still hits you, Macra, with disadvantage. No, it doesn't get disadvantage against you.
No,
Nope.
it's 78 he said before.
Yeah, 78.
Yeah, it has advantage. Yeah.
And I took how much?
45 halved.
Okay.
So I take 39 and 78 after. Sound.
It stays here, though, because the hands automatically grapple Lineros as it continues to pull Lineros inwards, but can't get him inside the maw because he's still trying to digest the bugbear by pulling it in. You are grappled, Lineros.
Okay.
Chester.
Okay. Igor? You shall waddle over. Give him a little bitey bite.
Oh man. I'm afraid that's a miss.
Poopy.
Alright, what about Chester's turn?
Chester will run yonder. And can I see Macra at the moment? Is
Nope.
that-
See my feet hanging out.
Yeah, no, Macro's
Yeah.
gone in now, you can't see Macro.
Okay. Oh, in that case.
I could really done with an expander brag, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll run here instead, actually, and fuck it. I'll hit it with a gangbang blade.
Oh no!
That's
just
what I'm talking about.
Just one target! You used fucking that ability on just one target. Right, so just how do you kill it?
Oh, he slices right up the girthy lank, pulls
Oh.
Macra out single-handedly like a reverse cowbirth, lands on Igor's back, and slowly puts a Stetson on as it's silhouetted against the side of the cave. That one will be remembered.
Right. Well done! Well done!
Oh, it's making.
That looks, as you would say, minging, but fear not. For I have saved you.
I need a bath. God, that was gross.
No offense, Macrar, but you probably needed the bath before going in there.
I don't know why people keep rinsing me. It's so racist for this. Just because I'm hairy doesn't mean I normally smell.
No, it is because of your smell that people tell you that you smell, Master Macra.
It's true.
My
You
natural
do.
can't be helped. Perfume does nothing.
I'll rub his back.
God, this would be weird if it didn't feel so good.
Igor has a murky concoction for you later on as well, if you want it.
Sounds amazing.
So do we assume these creatures are the ones that have been eating the villagers?
Probably not. I guess we could nip back out and ask. We didn't really come that far, did
Sounds
It
like
would-
they could eat a creature, but who knows
It
if
would-
it's the ones going after the town.
It would seem like if they were the ones that were doing it, they would have been noticed. They aren't exactly small.
Yeah, they did probably realise that these were the culprits. I want some of their teeth. Okay.
Of course you want some of their teeth, you're Curtis. Right, roll a nature check.
He wants a tooth necklace. Shark tooth necklace, but these are a lot more hardcore. Nature or survival.
Either or. Yeah, actually, you did pretty well. You pull out your survivor knife and go full Witcher on that monster. And you managed to get about 40 teeth.
Get it.
Bearing in mind, these teeth are like half a foot. They're like quite big. You're like carrying around like a bag full of this rattling, bloody, gory teeth now.
You'll stick them in a burlap sack and then put them in the bag of holding.
And you notice that the
Away.
spectral arms, when it dies, just fade away over the period of a minute. They don't go straight away. They just look like ghostly and they melt down into this kind of like blue bile.
So grim.
Who knew the bugbear
Why
was
do
a
you why do you
dentist?
call these teeth 40 watt teeth?
Or purple worm. They're not purple worms, but they're the closest thing to a purple worm.
Does he often do this?
What?
He's just
I
there
wouldn't
smashing teeth out of the gum.
Just
It's been a while, but it looks like he's rekindled his passion for desiccated
Dentistry?
pieces of animal.
To be fair, we haven't killed anything worthwhile with worthwhile bits in a while.
Yeah, right you are, Macra. You keep knocking out those teeth.
Don't have to tell me twice. Tell me twice.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now?
I'm
Which
keeping.
way do you think we go?
Where's it around his...
I think potentially it looks like we've dealt with the villager's problem. So onward, I guess.
I don't reckon these are the villagers' problems. Probably have to keep going on, try and find the real culprit. Anyone got a particular plan on where they want to go?
No, I think we should have a look around this place and see what we can find.
Yeah, Mackerel, as he's knocking the teeth out this one, will have a look down this edge. Can you see a lot where this hole ends?
No, you can't see where it ends, but you can see lower levels below you.
How far is like the level below
About
us?
30 feet.
Mackerel chucks a tooth down to like somewhere you can't see the bottom of it, and then camps and see how long it takes to hit the floor.
Falls for about 12 seconds.
Okay, now. Yeah, don't fall down there, lads. Mackerel looks for like one of these lower platforms that looks like it's not going to collapse immediately under his weight and jump.
Alright, make a acrobatics check. Oh yeah,
Four.
fine. So you take 4 damage and don't land prone, but you do kind of hurt your shins and your leg a bit as you land on the lower floor.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'll just have a look around the upper level and see if there's anything of interest there.
Alright, make an investigation check.
Passive 20.
Alright.
That's right, passive. Yeah, 24, I think, even.
Alright. There's not much to be found other than the statues seem to be some ancient elven kings. Long have the kind of like plaques worn away, the names are unreadable, but the images do kind of shine through. You see there's one king wielding a sword and a shield, and the sword is kind of that elvish curved blade, but the blade has fallen off during this battle and is like broken to pieces on the floor. The one next to it, the one that you had seen that had fallen off, looks like it's an elf with a bow, kind of aimed down to the ground, regal looking. One of the ones hidden in one of the nooks and crannies looks to be of an elvish queen. She has a stave in her hand, kind of held slightly back.
Mm-hmm.
They all seem to be some sort of elvish lineage of some sort of royalty.
Okay. Alright, that's good. And is there anything else? Any signs of people here that have disappeared or anything like that?
Not really, not that you can find. You do find the odd kind of broken bit of bone. Like, you do pick something out of one of the webs that looks like the top part of like the dome of a skull, but it's so sallow and so kind of like yellowing that it could have been there for many, many years.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
You got a preference on which way we're going, Chester?
Well, no, actually, I think this might be more of a 50-50 stake kind of deal. You see, I would much prefer to stick together and potentially just head down.
From this lower floor, can Mackerel see an easy way for them lot to get down?
Or down, you want to keep going down instead of taking the other
Or
tunnels.
just kind of layer he's on.
Yeah, the next layer down is only 10 feet, but you realise that it's hanging over a precipice.
How far down exactly did you want to go?
You're doing me on? Yeah. Well, I just want to get over through to our destination, really. It doesn't really matter. I guess these other tunnels could be equally good. Honestly, Arwen, I love your enthusiasm, but your guess is as good as mine.
Master Decker, we do not need to go down. We want to go to the inner colonies.
So potentially horizontal.
Well, we were told in the village that this tunnel leads to the inner areas, so I just assumed north, truth be told.
Well, yes. When we assume, though, it makes an ass of you and me.
Are we not going further down then? Are we going another way?
Well, potentially what these two gentlemen are saying makes sense. Maybe we should head directional, like a ruler or good sex.
Okay, can someone chuck me a rope down there?
They were
Sorry, I'm
hurrying.
not carrying one.
Me neither. I've got.
Elsa goes and attaches a rope and lets it down.
Macro will haul ass back up.
Please do not break my rope, Master Macro.
Oh, that fatty hat.
So I guess we just take that one over there then.
Which one are you taking?
I'll just point to the one that's kind of vaguely opposite where we came in, seeing as that would be the most logical through route.
Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, so you follow this path, and the cavern becomes less layered as you walk that way, and crystals begin to shine through. And at one point, you slip on something, but keep going, and eventually you come to a clearing, like an opening in the cavern, and you're having to wade now through what looks like kind of like ankle deep water, until eventually you come into a wide open space with deep water. And as you wade in, you can see this large open cavern with another tunnel on the other side. I will drag you over to that map.
Which token's gonna disappear this time? You're not fooling me.
Oh my god.
If he can
Why-
fit Liam, Eagle was
why
going to
for
stay
Eagle to
T-Rex.
He wouldn't have been able to fit as a T-Rex. Yeah, I'm afraid.
You're afraid of T-Rexes?
He was useless.
What you should do is just get Elseth to cast Reduce on it so you can have a miniature T-Rex.
Yeah, like a little saddle.
I mean, I can do that. I'm not using the slots for anything else.
You do see something in the water though. This weird like totem of some sorts, kind of like that.
That is a weird totem.
Is
Liam,
it
we're
made
saying
of-
I've cast Reduce on the T-Rex to get it in here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, make me. I'll go get it. I guess.
Did I do this just so you would have extra work? Maybe. Maybe I did.
Well, what's that then?
I don't
can
know. The
make
voice
it
in my
big
head
again.
is telling me it's a totem, but it looks like fucking nightmare fuel.
Just a bit.
Sorry, the voice in your head?
Yeah, sometimes it just gives me descriptions of things. It's very bizarre when you walk in a room. Don't you ever get it? You know, you walk in and then there's this voice that just tells you all about the room and all the things in it. It's wonderful.
No, that's called schizophrenia.
How many fingers am I holding up, Master Alvin?
Oh, 15, you know, the normal amount.
Also, Decker, how did you pick this man?
I take it this is just fucking bullshitting, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
bullshitting about the GM.
Yeah, obviously. And as you guys are watching this thing, from around one of the corners, the cavern corners, you see this animal walk out, very similar to ones you saw on the plane. And it
We
comes
took a
out
plane.
as when you're walking towards the village.
Oh, we have
Oh
seen
my
that
God.
on the plane, you said.
I did explain that. I did say the maw, it had no head, just a maw and tentacles protruding out of it. However, these
Yeah.
seem bigger.
Yep.
And it took the fucking window seat.
This just looks like it has an ass cheek maw. I feel like you shouldn't describe it that way.
Well, and however,
Really, they're eating grass, they're fine.
coming out of the water in front of you, also see this thing. Protruding and pulling itself out of the water. It looked like it was just vines and a kind of like bits of bark floating on the water. And they just stop and stare at you, not making much of a movement. You hear growling coming from the animals to the left.
That thing looks less fine.
I'm not sure about that because the ass cheek maws and this weird tree creature have the same size. And I feel like the ass cheek maws are scarier at that size than the other thing is.
You know what to roll, guys.
Sorry, but which
Yeah.
fucking thing here do you think looks alright? Because to me, it's fucking none of them.
Chester, ignoring everything, just turns to Olwyn. Does that voice in your head ever deny you personal growth? Like, your own personal fulfillment and strength?
Oh my
All the
god.
time, I try my best just to, learn things and get better at stuff, but it's always telling me you're not good enough. You haven't done.
You're not getting your damn level up. No, what you done?
I kill two creatures that are made up of ass cheeks and more. I demand a level up.
Oh my god, you and your levels up.
This is not for our achievements. This is compensation for mental damage.
True,
Right, that's it.
True.
Please add me with a 25.
Yep, I will do.
You advanced on initiative. Both fuck out numbers.
No, I just get my intellect as a bonus
alright.
on top of my dex.
I got 13s both.
Right, Lineros, it's your turn.
Be less bad. So what exactly? Like, I see these two things rising up, and I see this totem. What's their attitude towards each other and us?
They don't seem to be looking at one another. They seem to be staring directly at the living flesh before them.
Being us, yeah?
Yeah.
That's not nice. I mean, why'd you have to be like that?
No! The viewers don't demand a level up. You can all be quiet too.
News and benefits of streaming on Twitch. Get in.
That's amazing.
Alright, so your cast is slow on the... I'm going to go ahead with the animals.
Yeah, I'll cast it like that.
Okay.
Can we have a zoom in on the one that's closest to us? That one.
Which... Oh, I did. But there you go.
Yeah.
Some sort of weird totem.
Oh yeah, you did describe that one.
Let's just ignore the scout circle for now.
Alright, let me... There you go.
DC 18.
Yep, you've affected the pair of arsemoors, or whatever Adrian is calling them.
Can we go with angry octopus crossed with vagina deer?
Sure.
Moose, surely.
Moose, yeah, good idea.
Yeah, the abomination in the water doesn't seem to be that affected by the spell.
Rude.
In fact, it seems to be doing quite well against spells. You see the spell doesn't seem to take hold much on it.
No, I'll move over there.
Alright. So it can only take a movement action or an attack action, right?
Its speed is halved. It can only it gets a -2 penalty to AC. Dex saves, can't use reactions, can use a bonus action or an action, not both.
You're an arsehole. You are literally just 5 feet out of range.
That creature is just an arsehole.
Like, literally. Like...
It's very true. It's very, very true.
Does it have 120 foot movement speed?
No, I'm just looking at its range for its attack, and you're literally 5 feet away. Like, so I'm going to have to use a movement action.
We're gonna get ass blast.
Yeah, I'm going to take a dash action.
Yeah.
To get to there. Oh, whoops, I forgot to roll for that. Okay, it gets to there, and as it bounds towards you, see it's dripping this disgusting bile and slopping it into the water around it. Elzef, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm thinking 1 second. Oh yeah, we're doing that. I haven't cast that spell before, I want to cast it. I'm casting Ice Storm.
The feck? You've got Ice Storm?
Yeah, I have Ice Storm, fuck you.
Alright.
Look at me having Ice Storm. Well, first off I move here, and then I cast Ice Storm. Which is a spell where ice storms. Why does it only do 9 bludgeoning damage? That seems very wrong. Yeah, that's only the bludgeoning damage.
Alright, so who are you casting that on?
Well, all 3 of them. It's a 20 radius.
Got it.
So I just cast it in the middle where it hits all of them. It also, I need to add the 46. This is a very bad spell I'm noticing now. What the hell is this? Wow.
Well,
that is incredible.
Oh, they all hit.
That's 11 ice damage, and well, they all fail the save, yeah, and 9 bludgeoning damage. But now they're slowed in difficult terrain.
That's some slow movement, boys.
So they can only move 20 feet. Are you bloody kidding? Even with a dash. Oh, what the hell, guys?
And then the death machine moves and shoots.
Okay.
Death machine.
Does it shoot the one that's closest?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
shoots
hits
the
it.
closest mask. There we
Hits
go.
it, and this black bile spews out of the wound, and it makes a sound.
I didn't need to know that. I just want to know nothing about these creatures. There.
Well, yes, it sucks because every creature in the world of Ruin is just fucked up like this.
I don't think anything could be fucked up like this.
Alright, so what you notice is the disgusting totem clacks and moves, and then disappears in the water, and then reappears with a burst of spray of water and mud, and then just goes stationary again, turns, like with a slight clack, 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 and then just faces you all. Chester, at the start of your turn, you feel violently sick, and everyone can see Chester's like ears begin to bleed. You take 7 necrotic damage.
Ouch.
And you notice that the part of the totem grows flesh. You see a finger appear, and then veins begin growing up the sides of its twig-like arms. But Chester, it's your turn.
It's making me feel nauseous. Igor, avenge me.
It would be normal sized again once it starts sprinting as
Oh
well.
yeah, Igor would take 7 damage as well.
Well, Igor, avenge us both. Okay, he is going... Actually, he's going to go here, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to bite the totem.
Yep.
Boom.
Whoa!
And he's going to tail the ass vagina moose.
Which has -2 to its AC.
Yep, I know. So the tail cracks this thing with it, and it lets out a yelp. But however, he picks up the otherworldly scarecrow, throws it up, rips it apart. However, its death mechanic goes off, and the T-Rex disappears as a dispel magic goes off. Then
Igor's just stood there.
What did dispel magic, Igor?
Can I?
it uses dispel magic on the target that kills it.
So yeah, he's just stood there
No,
on
it
the
doesn't.
side.
No.
I wish it was a spell, but it's
Wait,
not.
you said it casts the spell magic.
Yeah,
Sounds like
basically.
it's casting a spell.
But wouldn't it?
Actually, I'll let it go ahead. It's fine. Part of his death mechanic is that it just dispels a magic item or a magical effect on the target as it dies. But I'll let it go ahead and say you counterspell it. It's fine.
Thank you.
But that would be the T-Rex anyway, because it can only do one with dispel magic, right?
Yeah, it would have been that's why I said originally.
But I like the T-Rex.
Right, Macro.
Chester's go still.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, yep.
He's gonna quickly... where can he get to? He's gonna have to do it this way, I think. Let me just get a ruler out. Sorry, mate, I should have done this a second ago. Yes, he's gonna have to move anyway. He will move here. And then he will gangbang blade all 3 of them.
Alright.
Make sure you're out of that green square.
That is for this one. And then he's going to go down first, so he'll go here first for the second one.
Wait, that's a shame, because the magic doesn't seem to do anything to it. And the gangbang ends there. Gangbang blade ends there.
Igor? I seem to be in front of this hentai tree.
Why does it end there? You can still teleport to the next target, even if it doesn't affect it.
Oh yeah, I guess so, yeah. It literally, this thing cannot be damaged. Looks like damaged by magic.
Ah.
He'll drop. Do you want me to re-roll gangbang blade, yeah?
Yep. No, you got a 17. You rolled a third one. Which hits.
Nice. That is such a spell, that is. It will end its term looking awesome with Anecdote, the poet killing rapier.
Alright, so
And
Makara.
he will explanablag Makrar as well, just in the last thing. If you want to look extra awesome, you'll need to name your sword something sexy.
Right. Macro's go.
Yeah.
He has only got 40 foot of movement, so he's going to come up with this plan. he's going to run. How tall's the T-Rex?
Not quite tall at the moment, about 12 foot.
He's just going to run, jump, and bolt onto the T-Rex. Like, just climb onto this bit T-Rex, and then ready an attack for when T-Rex gets into a range of an enemy.
Yep. So as you're moving that way, especially Chester, you see 3 more of those creatures appearing from the southern tunnel.
More angry, tentacle-faced, vagina moose, death dogs.
So where have you gone, Macro? You just ran there.
No, I'm riding the T-Rex. I've just ran and jumped in.
Alright. Yeah, fair enough.
In action to attack something once I go in range on it.
Alright. So, Chester, the one in front of you, you hear a kind of like choking, coughing sound, and then it spews a ton of black bile up you. Can you make a dex save, please?
Yes, I may.
You pass, so you take half of this. So you take a total of 17 acid damage.
Ouch. That's nasty.
So it's Allwyn's turn.
Right.
Arwinfeld.
I'll move around here. Shoot a lightning bolt at the 2 that have come out of the tunnel.
Yeah, sure. If you position yourself... Oh, you won't be able to get there, will you? You can probably get the abomination in it too. But, they're not, they would matter. But, yeah, never mind.
Oh, that's why I didn't bother.
Yep. Alright, so Ron rolled an 8 and Ron rolled an 18.
I don't know why that hasn't rolled any damage for the spell.
What's your DC?
18.
Alright. 1 passes, 1 fails.
Let me just add the damage to this, because I don't know why it's done it.
It's alright. Shall I just roll the 8d6 now?
You can do, yeah. I want to set this up, although it's practically done, so... Uno momento, por favor.
It's a shame that you killed the fucking scarecrow in 1 hit. They're quite interesting when they manage to do a certain amount of damage.
Please rename all of our wind spells by Backstreet Boy songs. Arwen casts As Long As You Love Me.
2 good. Yep. Lightning bolt strikes them both.
I wish you had Resurrection that could be Backstreet's back.
Oh dear.
Alright, the abomination's turn. Yep. Run
Probably
straight.
more. I want it that way. Sorry, Liam.
That's alright. Run straight towards Orwin. One of his tentacles comes over arm and strikes you. Goes to strike you anyway.
Does it look like it's gonna hit?
It does look like it's going to hit.
Then... Oh, do I not? Fuck it, let's give it a go.
What does that make your AC?
Oh, not much. 22.
It hits still, and it wraps around your torso. It deals 17 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Rude.
And then immediately goes in for a claw attacks. Missing completely. With both of them as he slashes towards you. But you are grappled
Lovely.
by one of the tentacles.
Okay.
Alright, Laneros.
Yeah. So I think I'll move up here.
Yep.
Actually, no. The slow's only on 1 left, so I think Chester can handle that. I'll move over here. And I would like to ask for your ruling before I cast this.
Oh, here we go.
So, on greater invisibility, it says you or a creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible.
No! Macro is not an object! It will look funny though. Macro will be riding an invisible T-Rex, which would be hilarious, but he's not going to turn Macro invisible.
That's a shame.
We could still be riding the invisible T-Rex, we would just be visible doing it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it would be much more fun if he also turned invisible. How healthy is the T-Rex looking? Oh,
Very.
actually, I can see the HP. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, cast great invisibility on on the T-Rex.
Cool.
And then step over there.
Nice. Anything else?
No.
Cool.
That's it.
This thing runs here and will spew forth. Lineros, can you make a dex save? As it spits a load of bile at you. It hits you for 38 acid damage. And I need a concentration check. Unless it was an 18. I don't know if you had advantage. It's not magic, so... Alright, you actually passed.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd have advantage on it, so yeah.
Alright, Elzef, you're up.
Elzef is up. Elzef moves a bit further forward to... so this thing is visible. Death Machine also moves in a bit. Death Machine shoots.
And it scores.
A 12.
No, not with a 12, sorry. No, sorry.
Oh, you got my hopes up and then you crushed me.
I thought you'd rolled a 29. I just automatically assumed that you've all got advantage because you always stack it that way.
Who are you, Anna? And then I cast Fireworks Battery at 3rd level. Oh, that's another miss.
Oh, and that's a hit.
That gets Arcane Firearm added on top of it.
Oh, wait. As the fire hits it, you notice that it is doing an extreme amount of damage. So it's dried up.
It's a tree, I got that figured out.
Yeah, to its dried up corpse.
Okay, I think that's 2 more hits for 13.
Yep.
So 20, 25 fire damage total.
Yep, you did a lot more than that. It seems to be screaming in agony.
As long as Owen is not screaming in agony, we're good.
This thing runs to here. See if you're in range. Yep. Elzef, can you make a dex save?
I hope so. I am proficient.
Yep. You take a total of 14 acid damage as it spits bile across the cavern at you. You are literally covered in this black stuff that's dissolving any non-magical objects on you.
Well, good thing I'm wearing magical armor.
This one. Run there. And then spits a load of bile at Chester Decker. And Chester, dex save, please.
Filthy.
Oh, what's all that sounds?
That's Chester Decker's laptop echoing like fuck.
And it's exploding.
Well, apparently my laptop just decided to close roll 20, so bear with me forever.
Would you like me to roll it for you quickly?
Thank you.
Sorry. You actually fail the saving throw and take 40 acid damage.
Ouch. I would like to roll it, please, instead.
I don't. Right, okay, I'll let you do it, but if you fail, you take double damage.
Well, 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gamble away. I'll use all of my inspiration.
I'm joking. You said that you
Yes,
wanted to roll
I'll
it.
take it now. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Of course I'll take it.
Yeah, so and everyone can see Chester is very damaged. You see parts of his flesh now beginning to scar up, melt
Fucking
off.
now he's damaged.
Yeah. No, Chester. Let me just open up your character sheet.
And just rip it apart. That's it.
You are now dead.
Your newest novel is destroyed.
Nope. Your diplomat's pack is completely destroyed in your sparkly woman's dress.
No! You can't just kill a running gag. What are you doing?
You've basically taken away my entire ability to dress as a woman in one fell swoop.
It's cloth that's on you. Alright, Chester, it's your turn.
Ugh, he'll get over the harrowing loss of his double life. Firstly, Gwenda. And he will... what will he do? Igor will bring Makra over here completely selfishly for Makra's attack.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll also make a bite on this here devil dog.
Devil dog.
Oh, I can move the T-Rex as well. That's
That's a hit, and it kills it.
Nice. He rips that apart. Oh no, that should have been Makra's hit as well.
Yeah, you probably should have said I hit that before the T-Rex bit it, but never mind.
Have you got? What's your health like, Makra?
I think he's okay at the moment.
Let me put him to the front.
That was
Alwyn
bad.
just stands there grappled, watching the T-Rex run by, and is like,
Yeah.
I'll
You can give
drop.
it to you then if you want, but it's not desperate.
Yeah, because I could probably do with some as well. I'll whack a fountain. Level 6. For 22 each.
Nice. Is that going to everyone in range, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I can get the other guys. Can I?
Yeah. If you'd like, do that.
Cool, let's do it.
Is the T-Rex got any more movement in him?
Yeah, so like everyone gets 22. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and as you burst a fountain of turbulent juice, this sparkly, milky white liquid bursts across everyone.
And he'll also hop onto Igor's back. So there's 2 of us now.
Eagle will get disadvantage on attacks if you get on as well.
Okay, no, he won't then. He'll
Yeah, jump on. I'll go off.
Bearing in mind, he does get advantage already because he's invisible, but...
Okay, well...
Chester, jump on. I'll jump off in a minute. Just
Alright,
take it.
I jump on, ready to go.
Eagle, push! Has Eagle got a speed?
Let me die.
Yep.
Alright, is that the end of your turn, Makra? Sorry, Chester?
I think he's got 10
yeah.
foot to answer your question, Curtis.
Maybe Eagle does another 10 foot to the south
Oh,
there.
can he? Boop.
Okay.
I'll do.
Alright, Makra, your turn.
Macro dramatically jump off the small T-Rex's back and swing twice at this elky boy. Recklessly, of course. 31 for 20 and 23 for 25.
Yeah, they both hit. It's a good amount of damage. And the thing yelps as you slash into it, cut some of its tentacles off, and then cut part of its leg off. Flops around in the swamp water around you.
Spectral warriors pop up amongst the... No, I'm not raged, never mind. Ignore that.
Alright, anything else?
No, that's been done.
Alright.
Not raging.
Alwyn, you're up.
Well, it's probably not going to affect the abomination thing, but I'm going to cast Cone of Cold through it.
That's a...
I
these
should
two,
be able
yeah?
to catch all 3 of them, I would have thought. I don't know. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Coon.
Yeah, I think so.
40 foot.
60 foot.
Oh yeah, definitely. You might be able to get it in. Oh no, just out of range that boy is.
Never.
Get it.
He is just out of range. Alright, so 2 of them, yeah?
I think it's 3, but whatever you want to rule.
3. You can get this one to the south as well. It's definitely these 3.
No, it's that one there. You can't measure from the middle of his box. You measure from the edge.
You measure from the edge of his box.
Oh, so it
Alright.
should be 4 then.
Yeah, no, well, the abomination isn't affected.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so them 3 then.
That's a big old cone.
Yeah, you
This is
did
a
just
big
enough
one.
damage to kill that one. As it freezes and spot. Alright, that was your turn then, I'm assuming?
Pretty much, yeah. I assume it's an action to be able to break free.
It is an action, an escape DC, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Oh man. Anything you want to do? As the tentacle clutches around you?
There's not much I can do.
Sorcerer.
What? It's just like a tentacle around me, is it?
Yeah, it's wrapped around your torso at the moment. No, okay. No reaction?
I don't know. I don't know what I could do to affect it.
Well,
Maybe.
I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
Alright, so you're hit with 19 bludgeoning damage from the tentacle. As another one grapples
Give me a
you.
chance to even bloody shield or anything.
What? I asked you like so many times!
Just about.
Well, I thought this was for my turn. If I'm doing anything on my turn, you asked.
No, I said the tentacle hits you. Is there anything you would like to do?
Oh, right. Sorry, you could have let me finish my fucking turn first. I still had stuff to do, potentially.
You had Cone of Cold. I thought that was your full action.
Oh, I've got
He's a
bonus
sorcerer.
actions.
He can meta magic.
Okay.
Exactly. Right, sorry. Now I'm aware that it's his turn, and you're doing that. I will shield.
Which makes your AC.
22.
Alright, cool. And then one of the claws finds purchase for 9 slashing damage, and then I need you to make a con save. I'm going to whisper you something.
Lovely.
I'm assuming you don't have
haven't-
advantage.
I haven't even webbed this session yet.
Don't think so. Oh, hold on. Don't go yet.
Okay,
Don't go yet.
okay.
Chester, what's your inspiration die?
D10.
Exactly.
21.
One over what you needed, never mind.
Nice.
Alright, now that that's all over, Laniros.
I will move up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a firebolt, the one that's furthest to the south.
This one, yeah? Got it, yep.
Yep.
That's a good hit.
And that's it.
Yep. Okay. This creature here, this ruined creature, turns to the left and sees Macra encroaching, sees the T-Rex, does a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, runs over to here, and then spits towards Macra. Can you make a dex save, Macra?
Bitch. I can see it coming, so advantage, I assume.
Not that it matters. You take a total of 44 acid damage. And then we're on to Elzef.
Looks like the old man isn't that quick on his feet. Elsa lets the death machine fire at the thing that's still grappling Owen.
Yep,
16 for 13.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
And then we're doing an arc bolt on the thing that's still grappling Owen.
It doesn't seem to affect it at all.
Oh, it doesn't. Well, then I don't get to roll a second target. God damn it, Liam. Fix
Yeah.
your campaign.
What the hell? You've realised several times throughout this combat that it doesn't seem to take any damage from magic. Doesn't even seem to affect it. Just so you know,
Where's my level up?
it's called the Weave
Where is
Abomination.
my level up?
The
What
Weave
is going on?
Abomination for a reason. Alright, anything else?
I know that.
I'm not metagaming. I don't know that creature's name.
I know. Is that the end of your turn, Elzef?
That is the end of my turn.
Alright, the one to the south, just been struck by a firebolt, moves this way and attacks Laniros. Laniros, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
So rude. Honestly. Yes, I will.
You pass, taking 13 acid damage.
That is some acidy nonsense, that is.
Yeah, they're
No,
literally...
thanks.
The entire cave is now covered in all of this sizzling bile, especially Chester. You've lost part of your hair in the left side of your scalp.
A traveler's tear.
I feel like the world is the wrong way around. Like the massive giant teeth, undead armworms were pushovers, and we're getting bum rushed by ass cheek giraffes.
Well, Chester, it is your turn.
Alright. Eagle will do the run into here.
Uh-huh.
And the first thing he'll do is he will bite the tentacly tree. Wow.
Well, fuck you, I'm still going to use my reaction. That's not what I was meant to click.
And he will tail the ass cheek face.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you kill the arse cheek face and do a fucking massive amount of damage to the abomination. But
critting on the
yeah,
T-Rex.
I know. It's like, but he does make a disadvantage reaction attack back against the invisible T-Rex. Still manages to hit for 22 bludgeoning damage.
Boom.
And you are a large creature now, not a huge, so you are grappled as well.
And
No,
Chester,
it's not. I
judgment.
said like right at the start of the fight and broken concentration, but you never
Right.
did it.
Alright, so he's no longer grappled, he's just big. Okay, cool.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Never mind.
Jump down, and I am hoping that I've
But
done
Igor
that.
does have to make a concentration check because he took damage.
And he
He's-
will draw his new rapier. And
Yeah, that's true. We'll keep
Oh
that in
no,
mind.
because it's Chester's concentration.
Chester
spell, right?
polymorphed. Okay,
Yeah.
There's two
But-
Chesters. Okay, there's a lot
But-
of.
But before we continue, Chester has been taking damage, and we forgot to ask him for concentration rolls. So,
Fair.
all right. So you strike out at the abomination, and miss.
and miss.
Yeah.
With his brand new blade.
That's like the poet color.
And we'll, yeah, he names his rapier.
I didn't even notice. What?
And he will end his turn after going, saying to Alwyn, I don't think magic affects this thing very good, so you may want to rethink your career.
He's just flailing around in his grip like, you think so?
All right, Macro, your turn.
Macro runs to. And Macro then abused Chester. You named your rapier.
Ah, yes. Because it's got like a little tag on it from the hilt.
Who's this going at?
Magical resistance boy.
All right, one moment. You seem to knock it to the ground, but then it struggles to get back up. Give me a second. Cough. What the fuck? All right, and then you just bring up the sword. Straight down on top of it. It's got that relentless rage shit that you get, where it can roll to stay away, but it just failed completely. So you cut it down.
No way, this has been like a game of crits.
Yeah, honestly, you guys just cut through these. Alright, is that Macro's turn?
Yeah, that's him done. And Chester, I was trying to give you a very easy softball to say, a lot of people name the swords.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah. Alright, so Orwin, you've been dropped into the water as this thing's been cut down by Macro.
Yeah, I'll make my way away from the thing and fling a firebolt at it.
And poof, skims across the water, letting up some steam, strikes this thing straight in its vagina hole, and then it blows up. And call that the end of combat.
Okay, well, I was thinking we were going to say that's the end of the session, and you would have ended on vagina hole, which.
Oh, so you all kind of stand there like.
Finished on the vagina hole.
Funny enough, I was going to end the session in a minute, but I was going to wait for you guys to have a little bit of roleplay time, maybe a couple of minutes, but...
Maybe a level up.
Gonna need some anti-burn thrush cream for that.
Place is arguably weirder than the Feywild. Them fuckers needed some Gaviscon anyway, I knew that.
I would like to dissect one of them. I wonder how they work.
Ooh. Shit.
Pretty sure there's someone here who's willing to help you with that.
Yeah, he's lied before. He's probably already carving the vaginas out of their faces.
He's got his witch in half ass and he's just like rubbing the handle, warming it up.
No, Master
Well, it's
Macron, not
Macross off
today.
creating a bloody flashlight.
Oh, come on, dude.
He's just popping out the teeth one by one. God, don't want to be choking on one of these.
That's the name of the episode right there. Carving out a flashlight.
No! Oh no, I have to... Now I have to do it!
Is Alzaf going to help me in?
Oh no, Master Macron, I'm not actually gonna do it. We have a thing to get to. This is a waste of time.
Yeah,
Yes. And it would appear that this time it's quite clear in which direction we must go, because there only appears to be one route. And I very much would like to ascend this before Christmas.
Macro tries to find some of the swamp water that isn't completely acided up so we can try and get some of this acid off his skin.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it seems to burn for like an intense couple of seconds, and then it seems to like dilute itself on your flesh as it sinks in. So you are washing yourself currently in this font water, but yeah.
Grim.
All right, so
Well then.
we will actually end today's session just after defeating these creatures. You will not gain a level up this session.
Slag.
Bear in mind, I went back and checked the YouTube. You leveled up like 5 sessions ago, so you guys need to chill out with that.
Look,
What?
watch demands.
5
Watch
sessions ago?
demands the level up.
It was it was near the end of the Feywild, which was like 5 sessions ago.
I thought we leveled up like 2 sessions ago, and I was like, that's too long ago. But now you know.
All right, right.
Can we call that episode "Whittling a Dildo" just to throw them off the set?
Right, I want to thank everyone that tuned in and watched, and we'll see you next week.